for calling Rolling Hills Hospital. If you know your party's extension, please feel free to dial it now. Otherwise, please listen carefully to the following options. Rolling Hills Admissions, this is Liz.
Ma'am, are you the lady? Well, it seems like another voice answered earlier, older lady.
Uh, I'm not sure. Is there something I can help you with?
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of something, just because I'm just a very professional person and everything. And I called earlier. My wife, she's on ITP-1, and I called, and the woman either didn't know what she was talking about. I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of that. I'll explain the facts. It's just my wife's insurance is being billed with all due respect. You know what I mean? I've never had nothing bad to say about Rolling Hills, but I expect respect. You know what I mean? I'm
Mm-hmm.
respectful, and I'm not done one thing wrong. So I kind of expect people to be honest with me, and you know what I mean. We live in a corrupt world, corrupt generation nowadays. It's not like it used to be. I'm 37 year old. I was raised very old fashioned. I know how you should treat people, and I know what you know. Anyway, so I called and I just I said very professional. I said ITP-1, please, and she said well, are you trying to reach someone and all this? I said, yes, ma'am, my wife. Well, do you have a patient? See, I don't. See, and here's what I said. I said, ma'am, I said I was not asked this yesterday when I called if I had a patient code. They just transferred me. They didn't, you know what I mean, give me any slack. And then apart from
Mm-hmm.
that, it was. I know we live in an imperfect world. Some people, whatever. And I don't just look for. I have a very passive. I have a tough skin. You have to in this world. But what it is, she then either lied to me or she don't know. She should have said I don't know. Nevertheless, I perceive it as a lie because I asked her. I said, well, ma'am, I said, is it not? Are the units not in the prompt? I said I don't have to put the patient code in. When if I listen to the prompt before I get the unit. Once I reach the unit, sure I have to have a patient code. But I just don't think it was appropriate her asking me I don't know, kind of just like discriminating. I don't know what it is trying to. Uh, I just don't understand her thinking. To treat me that way over the phone like I'm some kind of a crazy person. Uh, and she's president of the United States or something. She don't have that much power. She's an operator. Like I said, there's rules sure set forth, but like I said, once I get to the unit, I'll explain the patient code. But that's not necessary in the prompts. You know what I mean? You get my drift?
Yes, I understand. And in admissions, we do have to ask if you have a patient code or not, because without that patient code, unfortunately, we can't confirm or deny that someone's here. So
I
that is one
understand that
reason that we
concept.
do
I
that.
do. I do in that concept. But I
Mhm.
mean, like I said, I mean, I understand that perspective in a sense. But I was not, inquiring. I'm certain my wife's there. I have the patient code. So it's not. I mean, I'm aware. You have to. They can't if you don't have
Mhm.
patient code, they can't rather confirm or deny that the individual's there. But like I said, I was just trying. I asked to be transferred to ITP-1, and then she's going to request the patient code, and that just seemed unprofessional. Maybe they need to be trained a little better. I could have went through the prompts, but um, I don't know. I just hit zero quick for the operator and asked to be transferred. And I'm asked for a patient code. That just it seems impractical. It is impractical. I'm just going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That is. Like I said, if I um, am asking if a person's there, sure, by all means, I've got to, because what I don't know if y'all have the HIPAA laws, but I understand, you know what I mean. But like I said, I
Mhm.
just, it just sounded a bit odd. It made me feel a bit uncomfortable, like because every person has even civil rights, as Americans under the U.S. Constitution, and I just like to ensure I'm that not just me but my wife's being treated appropriately, properly. Like I said, so to
Yeah,
be asked a patient
absolutely.
code, sure, before I'm even through to the unit, that's a bit. It seemed a bit like rude. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's not a very good way to treat people. I wouldn't think. You're supposed to, give people the benefit of the doubt a little bit. You know what I mean? Don't just be quick to just drop, just hatred on somebody. Like I said, I'd done nothing wrong. I was very professional. I just said, ITP-1, please. Well, are you trying to, that's none of her business. You know what I mean? Really, her job is to transfer me, I would think, unless I'm missing something. Like I said, once I get to the unit, then of course, I have to produce, but just to be, I could listen to that in the prompts. That's all I'm saying. That's my only argument. I could have heard that in the prompts. and without being, what I'm saying, I'm just making sure because there was something else alarmed me yesterday. I've never had no problems with Roan Hills, but I was it's just something they said yesterday that alerted me, and something that I didn't like too much, and I spoke it over with them, and then they tried to assure me that I don't know. Anyways, I'm not gonna go into that, but like I said, I'm just trying to ensure my wife's being treated properly, and yeah, her name's Bridget Key, by the way, and it's patient code 22283. Like I said, I was just calling to. I mean, but that makes sense. I mean, totally, if you think about it, right? From my perspective, if I call
Yeah.
and I could listen to the prompts, like I said, I don't have to have a patient code to get through the prompts. So why would I have to produce a patient code if I'm not even through to the unit first? That was my only thing. Like I said, the woman told me, in fact, she said that the units was not on the prompts. She said, no, you got to go through admissions to get to there. So that she either don't, she's never listened to the prompts, she don't understand them, and her being an operator, you think she would, or she's lying to me. That's the only reason I called you on was talking about that.
Okay.
But no
Okay.
biggie.
Well, well, thank you for bringing that to my attention, and I'll make sure that,
Well, sure, and I'm
you
not saying
know,
like I said, it's just I'm just trying to, like I said, because yesterday, I mean, I just left y'all a good review yesterday. I'm not I don't pick bones and pick fights with people, but I'm very professional. I filed a federal civil lawsuit against the police by myself. And that's something most lawyers cannot take on a federal. I filed a federal civil lawsuit in the courts by myself. I had no help. So besides the information, studying and learning how to file a federal civil lawsuit, went and served the police the summons in accordance with Federal Rule 4 and everything. So I mean, I've got a pretty sharp mind, and so I'm just a lot of people I don't know, a lot of people I don't know. I'm the type of person I leave good reviews when somebody does me right. People do me wrong, I go to corporate offices, so forth. You know what I mean? And I
yeah,
go to their
understandable, of
supervisors.
course.
Exactly. I just don't take too much stuff off people if they're gonna just try to be abusive or dishonest or something. I ain't got time for that. That's I just believe in treating people right. It's easy. It's easier to treat people right than wrong. I don't know where people. That's like a sign of mental to me. If somebody wants to mistreat somebody for no reason, I'm just not wired that way. I think if a person's got a life and they mind their own business, or whatever, they're not gonna have no room to want to. That's the furthest thought from my mind. That never goes through my mind to mistreat somebody. I don't know, but you see a lot of it in society nowadays. I was actually just on social media talking about that. But listen, I appreciate you. I'm gonna call back. I'll just go through the unit where I don't disturb y'all. I'm gonna call back, and I'm gonna. My wife's nurse was out on break. She didn't call me this morning or at lunchtime today. So, and I understand there's a morning phone call, which she may slip in, and if there's no groups, um, I think groups are not mandatory over the weekend. Perhaps I'm not certain. I know I've been there too, and like they have some really good groups there at Rolling Hills,
Yeah.
the music groups and everything. Like I said, I've never had nothing but good to say about the place, but um, I'm starting to get a little concerned based on, like I said, but I'm just saying I've been through enough with law enforcement and the corruption and mobile crisis. They were just on the news here. They were just on Channel 5 News, mobile crisis was. I've got some, you know, it don't take much to get me concerned. I pick up on things, pretty quick. Like saying, based on everything her and I's been through, if you will. So I'm just trying to make
Yeah.
sure that nothing funny is going on, no funny business. But anyways, a person goes in the hospital to get better, of course, right? And even if they had no insurance, they should be treated with the utmost respect and treated good unless they get out of line. If they're in there mistreating or attacking patients, then you got a problem. But if they're in there just trying to get better, then they should be treated good, and you know what I mean? And only a
Absolutely.
sociopath or some kind of a psychopath would try to harm a patient in a hospital. And then apart from that, her insurance is being billed. So I just kind of I got into it with a hospital a while back. I said, her insurance. I said, y'all sure bill her insurance. But and then just try to whatever, and then y'all just speaking down to both of us. They'd speak down to me when I was on the phone and everything else. And but anyways, man, listen, I appreciate you. I won't hold you up no more. I know it's a weekend. You probably got a ton of calls coming in, but I'll get off here. I'm gonna call that unit here in a few minutes and see if that nurse has made it back. But like I said, just that was just a little. It was just a bit peculiar to me. Like I said, that I wouldn't have to go, that I could go through the prompt. For one, like I said, she told me the units was not on the prompt. She said, no, you got to go through admissions. We transfer you. Well, they are, and in fact, it's prompt 3. So I don't know why she would have told me
Hmm.
that. I mean, why she lied to me. I'm sorry. But I appreciate you, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. And, if you have any other questions or concerns, please feel free to call up here.
Well, I appreciate
and
that.
we'll try to get them
I'm
taken
not.
care of.
I'm
Okay?
not nobody's. I'm not no bad guy, and I try to. I'd like to get along with everybody. I really would. You know what I mean? I just we've
Yeah.
had a rough time, man. I live in a small town, and I've had a lot of trouble with the police deal drugs in my town and everything. I'm gonna go in and say they do, and they don't like me because they I had some stuff happen. I ain't gonna go into it, but because actually I've done had the criminal investigator come down here and threaten me. He's like, if you say anything else about that anymore, whatever, we'll get you for harassment, which I'm not worried about. I told me, I said, y'all don't want to lock me. I said I could go steal a candy bar and take y'all to grand jury, and I would still destroy y'all in this town. That's how wrong y'all are, and how much this town knows what y'all done to me. So I don't really think they want that. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to just whatever. I'm biting the bullet, if you will. So, but yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have a good day. Chat to you. Bye.
You too.